Yeah, both these teams relying on, double initiators, but also the double control here for Gen G, like you're talking about. It's going to be super intriguing to see how they do this. A little bit of pressure being applied here at the dish, and it's going to be 2 kills for Elmimore.
My God. Pushing outside of Arcade, he's already, he's already finding 2. And this is troublesome for Gen G because they don't quite have the numbers. They were thinking of pulling off an A split, but instantly it's being read. They might be able to receive them.
Yeah, that's a huge double kill for him, and he was a phenomenal performer at lock-in for RRQ. So definitely a lot of eyes on Elmimore. Kind of him and King, really an interesting story there with the dueling controller. In this case they're not both playing Sentinels, but those types of players, you get the plant down, backed off for a moment.
And still already going back into it. RRQ not letting up. The only one left here is TS, the Eagle, the IGL. Trying to find a bit of
some of the off-season events that Gen G played in. He was playing really well there too. So you'll have to see it. One of our veteran players here. He's been around for as long as, literally since the start, basically, of Valorant esports in Korea. Previously on the Quantum Strikers, the sister team of the Vision Strikers. Long history. A lot of these players have been floating around with TNL, the former sister team of DRX, and they've had a ton of success. Other than they could never topple the insurmountable obstacle that was DRX.
For sure. I mean, of course we want to see them meet DRX at some point, but given the way they're playing right now, it's not working out so well. RRQ, in fact, are anchoring down this B side like nobody's business. Gen G taking the zip line over, trying to set up that sort of a split push perhaps, but I don't think it's going to be good. RRQ are just prepared for this. They're reading this like a book. You push out, they see you, they shoot you down. You want to go for that sort of post-plant lineup thing.
Yes.
Astra, Gravity Well plus Snakebite combo, but you need the spike plant to make that work, and Meteor has to be the one to open up the site. He's doing it this time with a Stinger of all things, and of course a little bit more space for the team. Flips though, going to be able to spray down through the smoke.
It's a gun upgrade for Meteor, and that's huge. To have your superstar duelist find a Vandal in his hand this round could prove pivotal. He's up there in the tower. Here comes the Rolling Thunder, but Flipsider, he's on the other side of it.
Sent towards the wrong direction, and that's going to be GodDead trying to find a trade. EJ goes right back into it, so we're on a 2-on-2, pistols only. It's not going to work out so well unless TS can repeat that same magic. He's trying to play that post-plant with the Gravity Well, pulling them off the defuse. They're not quite sure where he is, but EJ seems to have an inkling. It's going to be a headshot, though. This is not impossible. All he needs is that one perfect. It is getting closer, but we certainly need to see more. Am I right, Clinton? Right now, though, the way that they're playing this, it's repeatedly applying pressure to the B site, maybe peeking into A main a little. RRQ are very disciplined on the other hand.
No, you're absolutely right. They're doing a great job of holding their angles, responding to the pressure of Gen G, usually finding that opening kill or, at least making a trade of it. That last round didn't quite work out, but they were able to respond. Of course, the upgraded, the improved firepower versus what Gen G had. Now, they've already pushed out to the ropes here. Gen G had left the spike behind. We're trying to just look for potential push-outs underneath sewer, seeing if they could catch RRQ, maybe getting a little overconfident in this round. Did not come through, and now they begin shifting back towards A main. It's going to be the full force, it looks like, of Gen G. No ults in hand, so it's just going to have to get done through the use of their regular old utility. Flash setup. Looks like Gen G is about ready to go, but as we can see from the mini-map, this is a trap wire in the way, a camera set up just above them. Let's see if they're really ready to check for it. It seems like they haven't noticed that camera just yet.
You know what it is? It's Flips, I think, making a call for this. He's got that Rolling Thunder. He just wants to go in for a retake play, and they are in position to do this. A main now under contest. A Prowler just to check, a Paint Shells to push them back, but here comes Concuss and a Snakebite to hold that ground. King pushing in, going to spray, getting a quick double, maybe a third trade instead, but it's all good because now EJ is the only one here. He's stuck up by A main, doesn't quite have the kind of seeing that tree is clear as well. So the only other place it could be is the other half of the map. So they're instantly rotating over, but by this point it's a little bit too late. Elmimore's gone. And here comes 2GE, but instantly dismissed by King and TS.
They recognized where that trap wire was, and they made a set play off of it.
Excellent point. Harkening back to what we saw in the first few rounds of Pistol, but this time around, just instant contact plays on towards A. Maybe a bit of a smoke just to block them off from 2GE, but it's up to Gen G to decide whether or not they actually want to commit to this.
Yeah, this is going to be a little bit tricky for Gen G because that Orbital Strike and that Rolling Thunder is still there, so
have the firepower that they're looking for. Maybe the Orbital Strike, though, and that's going to take the spike off. 10 seconds left, and King has to make a move.
Yeah,
Viper's bit up, and then the plant.
It's tough, dude. This is tough. There's a Rolling Thunder.
Aftershock, Rolling Thunder. He's okay, though. He's got so much cover. In fact, he backs up in towards tower. Flips. Does that.
You know, King here finds a great angle to get his Viper's Pit up in a tower, gets the win.
Here we go back into it, though. Meteor instantly opening things up, but he gets traded by Elmimore. Gen G kind of playing on the back foot. They might have the sight, but not the numbers advantage. Instead, it's going to be EJ and Zephyro with their ultimates. Not exactly that perfect combo. In fact, it's going to be Gen G taking the fight to them. Oh my god, God dead! How are they doing this? Knowing where exactly to use that utility. Leaving Zephyro alone. Even sending out the ultimate doesn't quite work out for them. RRQ actually hurts in this moment.
What a shot from Goddead. Just catches the ear of EJ. EJ looking in a different direction, just wasn't quite ready. You know, Goddead heard the ult and actually stepped up into it. You don't see that too often. The confidence there from Goddead pulling this round through here for reception. Same with, you know, him and Coach Bile were together there.
Yes, and they beat Zeta.
They beat Zeta, dude. I mean, think about this. Like, with Bile as the coach, right? He was with TNL and previously, you know, Quantum Strikers and stuff. You know, always doing a great job here, but they kept running into DRX before, like, the finals. And they kept getting beat out because of that. They couldn't, you know, find themselves on the other side of the bracket. So they may have been the second best team in Korea at times previously. May have been better than F4Q when they qualified for Masters. Maybe. But they ran into DRX. You know, they ran into that buzzsaw that was, you know.
Buzzsaw, I see what you're
You see what I did? All right, let's see if there's some contact here. But yeah, I mean, Coach Bile, tons of credit to him. Look what he did with Northwestern. He goes over there and he turns them into a winning team in that Japanese region.
Hopefully doing the same with Gen G as well. If they want to meet DRX, they want to prove that they are the best first, they have to beat RRQ.
30 seconds left.
With these strats that we're seeing right now, RRQ, the way that they're taking up space on the map, it's just pushing out into Gen G territory, actually, and then getting information that way. Now they know it's going to be an A main hit. They're prepared for this. There might be a Cosmic Divide, and they're respecting that. But I see that utility possibly coming in. They're just waiting for an EJ up on top. As soon as this curtain falls, they might have no idea that he's on the other side. Meteor hiding up on top, everything covered up by Nebulas. They're waiting for a bit of a move, fleshing out common positions. In fact, it's going to be a flash coming in, a bit of a check, but they're only able to take out that one. RRQ can't quite break through. Flips. Hitting one, and then the trade from Elmimore perhaps, but it's a 1-on-2 now. Sheriff in hand, it's not.
Oh, look at this crunch, though, from Gen G.
I know. It's setting up for that A split. Meteor, but it's straight into A main, and it completely calls it clear. In fact, it's going to be Echo from the top drop, finding one player onto the next. Zephyro hiding inside the. Oh my god, this is good position. He pops out. He finds Meteor, and that's the Star Duel is gone. King going in to trade this out, but spike planted, it's a 3-on-3 retake.
I love the presence of mind here from Gen G to recognize that he was in that smoke, though. They knew there were two over here, then they knew the fade was missing, and Meteor suspected he just couldn't quite find the spray in time.
Good calls, good reads, and we're back into the action. King holds his ground up by Sands. It doesn't even matter if you're peeking him. 2GE, the only one left, uses the Incendiary to flush him out, but still has one more player left to deal with, and this is the King. He is wearing the crown. 2GE, what do you have? Taps it, sticks it. But here comes King with Peaky. Here's the footsteps.
Slightly attacker-sided his fracture at lock-in, but here in Asia in particular, I think it's...
Oh my god.
What a gravity well, what a snake bite.
Oh, and then the showstopper from the other side! 2GE will not be able to get away in time, and Echo getting... Quick exact control of a tower. This is the entire site claimed by Gen G.
Oh, what a great read off the rip here. The gravity well into the damage from the mollies, but Elmimore trying to do something. Sephiroth as well stepping up.
These two. There's still more to do though. Tower right underneath as well. As soon as one peaks, the other will come from above. It's not even necessary. And now only one left, 30 HP. No! And they're going in with this, even using the paint shells as a little bit of additional cover. Elmimore has no idea what hit him, and what is this? They came all the way from the other side of the map.
They're like, you guys want to push that way? That's fine. See, this is the kind of double-edged sword of overstacking the Cypher side, is that if the other team reacts well to it, then they can punish you for it. They can get the plant out, and now they get deep into the spawn here. It is spotted, and Meteor is going to get the kill.
He does get that one. The spike is kind of planted out in the open, though. That's one thing that Gen G has to worry about. So RRQ, with all their post-plant positions, kind of works out. Flips in a good spot just to trade, but he still has more to go. In fact, they're sticking it all the way through, and Sephiroth, unfortunately, a little bit too far. Might be able to find the frags, the veteran, after all. And it shows. Knowing that's near sight, doesn't get phased. And now on to the next round. Even having suffered a bit of damage, he has that Sheriff. He's looking for this bonus win. They have the position just to push RRQ off of A main.
Kind of a little bit of a cat and mouse game here, right? A main. Jay faking a little bit that he might get aggressive, but the Boombot just cleared out. I think they're just seeing if they could bait any utility in response. Is what I think they were really looking for there.
Flashes, that fault line, softening up the defenses or the retakes possibly. But here's my worry. If you do get the B site, you still have Meteor to think about. You still have TS to think about. Here come the paint shells. It's gonna bang him up a little bit, but he should be able to stick that plant.
Should be able to get this down.
Launching smoke.
Gen G just making sure that their flanks are clear before they set up for this retake.
RRQ.
Look at how they're set up. They've got the Fade down in the south part of the map, the Cypher up in the north. So like I was saying, this all has to come through the middle of the map. Here comes the Initiator utility. This is all on the Initiators to make sure that Gen G doesn't find any success.
That's fantastic that you pointed that out, Clinton. That Nightfall, it's buying so much time and positional plays as well. They can't hear this. They continue to move forward, but EJ starts things off. 2GE coming in, and now the last one, the last domino to fall.
Weak side.
Okay.
I don't think there's anybody there for Meteor to hit, but there is a response longer away from him.
Now we're just meeting aggression with aggression. The flash, but Sephiroth sprays it down regardless. Sizzling like bacon. Moving on to the next part, it's going to be Echo, the only one left. Trying to fight back onto this. He's got a bit of that half by the Spectre, but he knows to watch out for that spike plant. He's just waiting if anyone crosses. If anything, though, he finds a frag, picks up a weapon, and then maybe gets a little bit more.
See if Ego can get anything done. Yeah. Okay. Catches Elmimore a bit off guard. Goes for the flash just in case there was follow-up. Wants to make sure that he can upgrade the rifle. Does so. And now, a 3v1. This is going to be a difficult one, to say the least, for Echo. But
not impossible.
Not impossible. He's got a lot of his utility left, so...
Okay, virtually impossible.
Very difficult.
Seeing that there are two players stacked up on side makes me a little bit worried, but that does work out well. The Aftershock, the flush flips out of position. Now he's all got to worry about A main. Incendiary already spent just to buy more time. They're holding all the way back. It's going to be playing off of each other's contact. As soon as he taps the spike, you're going to expect this double peek. He flashes them to buy a bit more time, though, once to get halfway, but no! You can't.
The pressure they're applying.
They're trying to find that little gap, and for now, at least in the previous round, they've identified it was Tower. This time back into A. It's so quick, but Meteor a little bit quicker on that trigger. Finds the headshot instead. Paint shells out just to push them further back, and RRQ, Ranch throwing their plans. They have to find another option. Instead, it's going to be Elmimore trying to get a little bit freaky with this, but no. Goddead denies it.
Yeah, Two good holds on two crucial angles here for the side of Gen G. One over in A main, one there from GodDead
back to A.
towards Gen. Yeah, they're retrying, but TS is there, and he's not having any of it.
Last player standing.
I'm not a... This looks too blind to me. Like, you're giving them individual fights, everyone's peeking.
That's what, makes a great duelist.
Star power, yes.
Exactly.
Hoping to see more from him, of course, but right now, Elmore has been doing a lot for...
Off your feet!
Bit of a response. Secondary ultimate, the Rolling Thunder, just to push them back again. But what they don't know is Echo and TS applying pressure from the opposite ends of the site. EJ with the acrobatics, trying to survive, but still concussed. Echo flushes him out of position. Flips is the only one left. Has to hold it on his own, but can't quite make it work. Gen G, they will be the first team to touch.
Movie, The Empire Strikes Back.
Really old movie. I'm kidding. You know what we're gonna see though is Meteor, of course, just instantly starting things off.
He did that
They're
at
on
lock-in.
match point.
He did that at lock-in.
This is certainly going to hurt RRQ.
I love that. He saves it for potentially the last round to get that pick. That's what makes Meteor so good. He's got all these great little set plays for himself.
Oh God. Oh, we talked about this. The individuality. RRQ just trying to find that gap, but look at the positioning. The entire firing squad, Clinton.
Got a pretty good opportunity maybe here to get two.
Oh God, you're pulling out a utility. Oh, I'm so nervous. He kind of uses it for cover, but that Phantom Spray just will not aid him in this instance. 2GE and Zephyro though. And then the Orbital Strike, it pushes them back. Might give them a bit of space to get the spike down. They have to do it quick though. Meteor and King are here. I don't think the utility is really going to help them all that much. You have two Prowlers, well, one Prowler. King has a Snake Bite. He could just drop it out of nowhere. But pulling out the boom bot, a sudden peek from Zephyro. King!
Poison's off.
How are you going to do this? You have to isolate those duels, but the Prowler chases and bites you. Zephyro waiting for that peek. Throwing it just to make sure that that one corner is clear. He knows Zephyro is on that spike. The next person can only be up by A main. Tosses the shorty to open up the door, but no! 2G!
Couple and just says, let's double check. Okay, I'm out.
Okay. Yeah, those paint shells, yeah, you're definitely out. In fact, he throws down a fragment in response though, but EJ's prepared for this. Can they make it a trade though? In fact, the King, he's on his throne. Will be knocked off for just that second. Flips, getting that spike down now, but here comes Meteor in response. A blind shot though, and the ult will not connect. 3-on-3 retake, and Gen G, they want this.
If they can get it, they're thinking about it. Meteor's turn to push.
Where could they be hiding? That's the question. You've got this Cosmic Divide that could be so annoying. In fact, it allows for Zephyro to peek out at the right time. And then Meteor pushing out a Canteen. They know where he is at this point. The haunt confirms it. Flips! Will
place him from the site. Meteor goes for the blind ult onto the boxes instead of the backside plant. Doesn't pay off, and nobody wants to mess with this Marshall.
In fact, it's just going to be information. Oh, but Meteor, where did that paint shells come from? King as well, the snake bite. All of a sudden, this has turned into a choke point. What? And they are out of breath. EJ. GodDead finding a random shot through that toxic screen too. You only have the boom bot. In fact, you are, well, suppressed. Pinned down. Back onto the bench. Maybe looking to find a little bit more. He peeks out. Whoa, getting one more, but it's a 1-on-3. Sure, they might not have the guns, but you cannot peek into any of them. You have to isolate every single one of these duels. He has the spike, he has the option, but how is he gonna do this?
It's gonna be tough, man, but you know, all the guns were upgraded for Gen G as well to make matters worse. What a read here from Gen G. They know that this ult is coming in. They try to punish Meteor's Marshall. Sure they do. They pay the price on the back of a ton of mollies that come flying into Arcade and wipe RRQ out, maybe, of this map. We'll see, though, if EJ can get this done, can find himself the heroic finish to this.
It's going to be One hell of a heroic play though, Clinton. Oh God! He thought about it. He was holding that angle, thinking they would peek out, but now at the wrong time, with so many